Culture House, a.k.a. Blind Wino. Let's get it!
Start my museum.
Yo, main source forever, yo. Happy New Year to everybody in the building.
Your girl's favorite.
One time for my man, Busy B!
I rock the house so viciously. Now the world is talking about the big CB. Rock, y'all. And don't stop and keep on until the break of dawn. The Hip Hop Museum is the place to be for all the MCs. For your past, your present, your future. I am the backbone of the microphone. The chief rocker, Busy B, never leaving it alone. Peace to all the guards, the security guards, the NBA guards, all the guards. Word up, word Allah, peace.
Hey, clap it up for Busy B! You don't know who I'm gonna bring to the stage next, man. You just don't know, man.
Well, here we are once again making history, but this time it's on a Sunday. I'm Jeremy Beaver, CEO and founder of Listen Vision, also co-founder of the Hip Hop Museum, the world's first hip hop museum, with the world's first solo MC, Busy B.
Yeah.
Thank you for being with me, my friend.
Oh, man, this is a pleasure right now. We're about to have fun, enjoy ourselves.
Well,
you know what I mean?
we're going to create Hip Hop Church. It's a Sunday.
That's right.
Okay. We both are in the same religion.
Right.
The religion of hip hop.
Right.
And we have brought you in for a very special edition of my show that we do normally on Fridays at 5.
Right.
Excuse me as I spit my gum out. How inappropriate of me. Fridays at
That's
5.
hip-hop. You can do all that.
You know, you can do that live and nobody even cares. Right. So you're our guest today. Hip Hop in Action is the show. We normally do Fridays at 5 to induct all of the very special pieces of memorabilia, the artifacts, the history. But if anyone is watching who doesn't know, I want to educate the young people that Busy B isn't just the world's first solo MC. You got a bunch of firsts. He's also one of the kind of lead characters in the world's first hip-hop movie, Wild Style.
That's right.
And one of the greatest pieces that I think we have in the museum is a commemorative Wild Style 45 booklet of all of the singles and 45s from the movie, right?
Yeah.
And you guys, for the 35th anniversary of Wild Style, went to the Kennedy Center.
Right.
And did this. So tell us a little bit about your feelings about being in the very first hip-hop movie of all time.
Well, it's an excellent feeling because, you know, it goes way back. We got to go 2 decades now. We got to go 80s. And back then, you know, between now and the present of hip-hop, it got so large. To back then, it was just us. So we had more fun doing things when we was doing it because it was just us. So we felt more like we knew what Michael Jackson felt like. We knew what the Jackson 5 felt like because the people that came to see us, we was getting that attention like rock stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For our culture of hip hop, and we was feeling that at an early age.
But you were treated by rock stars by the time the movie started.
Right.
But in the very beginning, when you were evolving in the beginning of a genre that had never existed before.
We had no idea that it was going to do what it did.
Right.
It was just a jam. We was having fun, something to do on a Thursday or Friday, mostly like on the weekends on Saturdays, because we could go to the lamp poles and the schoolyards and put the music, and we might have the DJ play it, and then we have the MCs be on the microphone. So in the evening time when the girls come out and everybody done change their clothes, you know, like Will Smith said, in the summertime the sun go down, everybody go to the barber shop, get their hair done, and we come to the park and we party. We have the jam and we have the MCs on the microphone, and it was like that. It was no records. It was none of that. But it was about and we was having fun. We had the B-boys, the Spanish crew. They was B-boy breakers.
Right.
Then you had the fly girls on one side.
Right.
Then you had the guys in the groups, and then you had your MCs with the DJ.
That's
and everything just worked it out in unity. We just had fun doing it. I mean, today is different. We still have the park jams, but the commercial took over a lot.
We're going to show a clip here from the movie Wild Style, but tell people the reaction that you got after you were in the movie. What was it like to see yourself for the first time on the big screen?
Oh, it was funny, for one thing, because I never saw myself, actually sitting somewhere and then see myself on the big screen. So it was funny to see. And then at the same time, after I did it, it was like a trend, because in hip-hop back then, everybody would go to the jam, go to the park, see the MC and the DJ, and then they go home. I used to go get me a couple girls. We're going to go to the hotel. We're going to get a couple of joints, and we're going to ride around limousine. We're going to party after that.
Right.
So that's what I used to do. So after I did that live in the movie, they were like, that's something to do. So they say Busy Bee is like King Swag. He invented the swag of hip hop, because they wasn't doing that.
There is no doubt about that.
It wasn't none of that happening. It was just the DJ, the MC after the party, everybody go home. They wasn't thinking about pulling up in cars or going to the hotel with some girls and party. They wasn't thinking about that until they saw that movie Wild Style. Like, yo, after the party, because I won the champagne, we got in the limousine, got a couple girls, we go to the Alps and we go work it out. You know what I'm saying? That was the party. And they said, yo, I'm doing that. Man.
Okay. So, and that's why, you're titled as the Chief Rocker, not the party scene. You embodied that, and myself growing up in the 70s and 80s in New York, you really had to be there to understand what it was like. Let's quickly show a scene from the movie of Wild Style. It's the last clip there, DZ.
All right, let's do it.
And we'll try to take them back to that time and that feeling.
All right, let's do it.
Somebody, help me scream! Now, around New York City, all years around, my name is known all over the town. The boy, people here love the way I run my game. They can't wait to see me make a hell of a man. Busy is my name, and that's the fact. And you can't beat that with a stick or bat. Now, I walk around as sly as can be. In the MC world, there's no better than me. Man, I'm better than bold, bolder than bad. The best MC life ever had. When I came to Earth by the meteorite, they didn't wanna give me a try, but they heard my voice could make your dance, so they finally bailed out, gave me a chance. And then I rocked the house so viciously, all the girls just talking about the biz that me to this town. Stop that messing around, because I'm busy is in your life. I said being an MC just wasn't my choice, but I soon found out I had to go to this voice. I was too hot to handle too cold to hold, because MC stand for mic control. When it came to that, I was one of the best. Like a rockin' on south, the east and west. I'm like Mickey Mouse and son of Sam. When I shot the house, don't give a damn. When I was walking through the jungle with a stick in my hand, I'm a bad young brother from the ranch through land. Look in the tree, who do I see? People trying to preach with me. So I done the free, and the done my best. Then all of a sudden, I had to grab my chest. I rock your lady, I rock your...
Wow, that takes me back.
That's
Probably
young
takes
Busy Bee
you
right
back.
there.
Yeah,
That's
young
young
Busy Bee with the gazelle glasses.
I had swag, man. You see, I was partying. I was letting
super
everybody
swag.
know, you know what I'm saying? Help me! Hey!
What is your recollection of shooting that scene right there?
It was party. It was all a party. See, most people actually didn't know we was filming, because we was always having fun partying. And as long as the DJ and the people was having fun listening to the music, it didn't bother them.
Yeah.
So it was always like a party atmosphere. And for us, we knew we was getting paid, so we was always happy about the situation. So, just to know that part right there, we was getting paid. So you see how happy I was. I'm so happy. Help me! I'm making everybody
Did you
go
think
crazy.
Charlie was crazy at all, though?
No. No, Charlie. I mean,
Did you see his vision? Like when
Yeah.
he started doing it,
Yeah.
did you understand what he
yeah,
understood?
I saw it.
Charlie Ahern, the
I saw-
director.
Yeah,
is who
my
I'm talking
man.
about.
Ahern. And one thing about Charlie kept our culture alive with this film. I'll say, if it wasn't for this film, a lot of us wouldn't be able to be as relevant as we are, such as the Cold Crush, myself, Theodore, even Flash, because
Yeah.
Flash got a big scene in that, along with Fab Five
Also, his
Freddy.
scene was just so random.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how it was. So
Yeah.
for that movie and for that film, it was so authentic.
Right.
Even today, it's being spoke about, and it happened almost 3 decades ago.
Yeah, and in fact, there's a lot of things that haven't changed. If you look
Right.
at the culture of the movie and what it evokes,
Right.
with what we're doing with the
Right.
museum,
Still got the graffiti.
Still got the
You still-
graffiti,
you
the
got
break dancing,
right,
you know, the
right,
emceeing, the
So
party.
our elements of hip hop stays the same. It's just that around us now we got new cousins and we got nephews in the rap game. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
my God,
so-
your
so
family
we-
tree is, you've birthed.
We got trap music.
You've
now.
birthed
we got rock
1,000
music. We got,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So those are our cousins.
Okay,
So
speaking
those
of
are the-
cousins,
right, okay.
Speaking of cousins,
All right.
So you won a bottle of champagne in the movie,
Right.
but there's also somebody else famously that you battled.
Right.
19. I don't know if you guys can see it.
No, he
Can we-
wasn't famous. Don't even try.
Okay,
that.
I'm sorry.
I made
Right,
him
you
famous. I know
you
when
made
you
him
get ready to
famous.
go
Now
right
look at
now.
this. See this Disco 80 turntable we have on set?
Yeah.
In 1981,
Right.
at Harlem, 81 or 82?
82.
82 at Harlem World. You and a gentleman you may have heard of, may have not heard of, Cool Mo D.
Right.
Okay, got into it.
Right.
And we have the clip. We're going to play the clip for the people. But before
Right.
we play the clip, tell them the backstory. How did this come about? How did you?
Well, first of all, it was a convention. It was the MC convention where all the MCs around the tri-states, from the Manhattan, the Bronx, to Brooklyn, we all get to meet up, have fun, and it was a little contest. So who you know, as far as the best groups, the best rap, the best solos, and the best DJs, and we did that. At this time, Kool Moe Dee, I had no idea that he would wanted to be a solo MC to even participate in this, this convention, because he usually be with a group. So as I do my job and do my thing and have fun, and it's contest time now, so all the other MCs get on. They get to shine, get to show their name and say they little 1-2 on the microphone. Fine. Before all of that occurred, I told everybody to enjoy themselves. I'll wait till last, and we'll have a little fun. I'll take my trophy home and take my little cash and go have a little fun with the fellas. So that's what it was. I did my job, and then they said, now, at the end of that, I'm gone now. So I've disappeared. I'm going to party off to the sunset. And they say, well, we have one more contest, and he just entered, and he's Kool Moe Dee. Everybody know Kool Moe Dee from the Treacherous 3. And so he say, y'all know Kool Moe Dee from the Treacherous 3? And everybody, yeah, we know him. Well, he went into this solo. So he had to explain himself or what he wanted to do, who he was, and etc. Because, as first of all, nobody, what you doing up there? You supposed to be with L.A. Sunshine and Special K. So he wanted to talk about me. Hey, I know y'all know Busy B. Busy B does this. I give it to the man. He's excellent in doing what he's doing. But I'm tired of that. I want to change this. I think Busy B is doing this, and I don't think he's better than me. And it went on to that.
Oh, and the smack talking sounded a little something like this. DZ, run the track.
Clap your hands. Come on.
Cradle Sisters.
Clap your hands. I know
Sorry for
everybody loves
jumping in
their
on
mama.
a
If you love
Sunday
their mama,
with
say it. You
the
know
world's
that.
first solo MC,
Say
Busy
it's
B.
like that.
Yeah, who's also a
Everybody, come
Baltimore
on.
resident.
Everybody, come on.
Yeah,
Everybody, please.
and that's my son
scream.
Leo, and that's his wife.
If you're ready for 82, if you're ready for 82, let me
Whose
hear y'all
birthday was
say
just yesterday.
82.
tomorrow.
Come on.
Tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you tricked us all into saying it all these days. Oh, I see.
We did the weekend because hers was on a Monday.
82. Once again, say we've on the ride. Now, what's my name? What's my name? Well, I know you and y'all know me, so I welcome y'all to the place to be. Come on, I'm signing off right here on this here drug
Okay,
shop.
let's come on back.
Contest for this silver
Yep.
right here. I'm talking about a business fee here. I go, y'all. I go 1, 2, 3. Oh shit.
Okay, well, if you're not familiar with that infamous 1982 battle at Harlem World with Busy B and Kool Moe Dee, you really need to go check it out on YouTube. It's worth every single second of listening to it. But today we have you in for something special. I guess, DZ, if you want to flip all the way down to unboxings, I guess you could consider this our unboxing today. Okay, so here we go with unboxings. Let's start with a very special shirt you've brought us here.
Oh, I got a nice shirt right here.
Yeah, so let's see. What do we got with the
a
shirt?
shirt, right? Which I have a picture. I want to give it to you, the original picture where it come from, which would be right there. And it's got my little picture and my name on it, but then the story is in the back of it. That's the main part of the story.
And tell us the story.
The story is about where I come from, how I started the culture of hip-hop, what I did in hip-hop. And I'm going to give it to you.
Oh.
And I'm going to let you display it, and you tell the world
right.
what I did and how I did it.
Right.
The way you want to.
Well, that's our job. That's our obligation,
You
right?
know, so that's
let me grab this shirt because I want to hold it up, DZ. If we could get just like a little bit of a zoom in on this shirt here. So this is part of Busy Bee's shadow box.
Right. Gotta straighten it out.
Oh yeah. Am I going? Which way are we going? Oh, there we go. There we go.
There
Okay.
you go.
There we go.
That's a handsome guy right there, man.
Respect where it all began.
That's all we ask.
Okay, Cedric and Cedar. Man, I love this shirt. Okay, so we got that shirt, right? Now we got a few other things here. DZ, let's take a little bit of a look. I guess maybe first at the Rock On picture that
The original
shirt is
picture
from.
where it come from, right?
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
You have
Wow.
it right
Look
there.
at all of that.
That's 1978. Busy Bee. No dreads. You know, still look pretty. You know, the same guy. You know what I mean?
Okay. And then what about in the middle there?
Well, that's the album I did with Jazzy J. And as you know, everybody know Jazzy J helped LL Cool J with Rock the Bells and I Need a Beat and all that. And
Well, Jazzy J was also the very first
Right.
recording artist signed to Def Jam.
So that's my first album I did with him, and we went gold. So I thank him for that. You know, we running things. We still running things these days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And tell us a little bit about You and I Records.
Well, Uni. It was Uni Records.
Okay.
It was the sidekick to MCA.
Right.
MCA broke off from MCA to Uni to have an independent label, and they chose me and Jazzy J to head off with that, along with Eric B, Rakim at this time.
Just gonna say.
With the
Yeah.
Technique album.
So a lot of people,
Right,
when they see that logo, that Uni logo,
Right. So that's for Universal.
Yeah.
You know, Universal Records. And we was the first to do that, along with, like I said, Eric B and Rakim. Who else? Don Barron.
Am I crazy to think
Brand
that
Nubians.
even Big Daddy Kane had a single on there?
Right. He had a
They
single.
released a bunch of singles.
So it was a few people on the label, you know. They worked out. Then Heavy D and them had the Uptown. That's when Uptown came, and they knocked us out the box.
Right. Rest in peace, Heavy D.
Yeah, shout out.
All right, and now let's go over to this
Now,
amazing
yeah, that's a
picture
1978
on
picture.
the left there.
Still looking good. Still looking
Wow.
like I don't belong around all them black folks. So, you know, I was still the backbone of the microphone. That guy standing next to me, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Biggs from the Soul Sonic Force. He's standing there looking at me, looking all good, and wondering how this guy can just come in his neighborhood and make all the people go all crazy and all of that. And he's standing there. So they couldn't do nothing because, first of all, they didn't know what to do with a man looking like that. And I was a young kid at this time, but I wore man stuff, so you could see how they look and how I looked. And so I have no problem saying that. I was just looking too good.
Speaking of looking good, I don't know how to follow that actually.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to throw to a
A
video.
lot of them don't.
I'm just going to throw to a video. You wonder where he gets his confidence
Yeah,
from.
a lot of them don't.
And you know what? We got to just say a couple words about your wife because at the
I had my wife for 33 years.
Yes.
She's still just as pretty as me.
Right.
And we've been together for a very long time, so we have nothing. Everything is just as comical and compatible as ever.
DZ, can we
I'm
pan
bring
over
here.
to Busy Bee's wife?
I'm going to bring her. Yeah, come on over here, Michelle.
Real quickly.
And
Okay,
let y'all
yeah.
see this pretty
Okay,
thing
because
I got.
he told me
Will
something.
Smith ain't the only one with a pretty wife in hip-hop now. Don't start
Look
that.
at this.
Let me show
Now
y'all
tell
some-
me what you
Yeah,
tell
you
me
see
what
this?
you told me at the grand opening about
yeah.
Cool Herc.
I used to be down with the Herculoids.
Yeah, she was a
Can you
B
say
girl.
that into the microphone?
Okay. I used to be down with the Herculoids.
Used to be down with the Herculoids, and you guys, I don't know if you were joking when you said it, but you said I got him into hip hop. You know what I mean? Like that blows my mind that you guys are, you know, this.
Yeah, she's strictly hip hop. Like when I came in the game, Kool Herc and the Herculoids was already a group. So between Coke La Rock and Clark Kent and the DJs, you know, they always had the females group too. So her and her friends was the pretty girls that they let behind the ropes that the other girls couldn't come behind. And they used to do their little dancing and stuff and just prance around and be pretty. I didn't know her at this time.
Yeah, he didn't know
but
that.
I knew of her Because I used to see her
But
dance
after we
with
got
a slick
together,
watch. Right.
everywhere we went, everybody was like, what's up? And they was like, where you know these people from? I said, I used to be down with the Jazzy Ace, and I used to be down with the Herculoids and a couple other people. He used to say, wow, everybody know, like,
See, so I came into
Kaz
hip hop.
and them, they knew me, but he didn't know that they know me.
Right.
So is it safe to say that if it weren't for hip hop, you wouldn't have this lovely wife?
Right. Yep. If it's safe for hip hop, right? Because hip hop brought it to me.
Okay, well, on that note, let's close with the most incredible video. Because, first of all, Busy Bee's been inducted, right?
Right.
He's now inducted into the world's first hip-hop museum. Now we are creating his own special, amazing shadow box, okay? We showed at the beginning his performance, okay, at the Hip-Hop Museum. And now we're going to close out with an MTV Wild Style tribute clip
All right. Thank you. very much.
from the world's first hip-hop movie and the world's first solo MC, Busy Bee. Thank you so much for being with us, and congratulations.
Oh, this is it. This is awesome, man. I wouldn't have missed it for the world, man. Shout out to all my people in the Bronx. Shout out to all my friends who are all in Maryland. I'm in Baltimore now, in that Baltimore area. So, and if you happen to be in Baltimore around March, on the 2nd of March, it's a Saturday, we'll be at the Outer Bar doing me and my friends. We're going to be having fun, tossing it up in the culture of hip-hop, which is peace, love, unity, and having fun. If you ain't doing that, don't come.
And where can people find you on Instagram and social media?
Oh, you can see me on the Facebook as the Chief Rocker Busy Bee. I'm Instagram Busy Bee the original, and they can come to the pop-up.
Where's the best
museum.
way to book you if they want to book you? Instagram?
Yeah, Instagram
Hit
or
your
email
Instagram.
me busybeethechiefrocker@gmail.
Okay. Straight from the man, world's first solo MC.
Shout out to the cook. Shout out to Dante, my man Nadir. They in the building somewhere, just chilling out, running around.
All right. Until next Friday at 5, I'm Jeremy Beaver. Peace.
And I'm Chief Rocker.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh, they let me in the building, y'all. They let me in the building. Oh, I'm coming down. It's me, the backbone of the microphone. I'd like to send a shout out to Lady Pink, my man Doze, and Revolt for that old fly mirror they did. I need to do something for James Brown. I need everybody to clap their hands. Clap your hands, y'all. Clap your hands one time. Come on. Come on. Right now, y'all, it's time to prepare for the kid that sets the atmosphere. I'm not LeBron James or Michael Jordan. Busy Bee is the name that I'll be sporting. Now you heard the rest, and you're ready to go with the baddest and hi-fi stereo. I said 1 for the treble, 2 for the bass. Listen to the Busy Bee rock this place. Bob, 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 and dang, dang, diggy, diggy. I shake the boogie to the bang, bang, boogie, diggy. Bob, 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 and dang, dang, diggy, diggy. I shake the boogie to the. Why do people say ho? Say ho. Now throw your hands in the air and wave like you just don't care. Hey, there's a place where the ranch boys go to get themselves together and get gusto. But in order for you to come to my spot, you got 3 girls, a mansion, and a yacht. When you come inside, you keep your stride. You bet cash money to keep the game alive. Stay on your feet from 9 to 5 because the boys of the ranch don't take no job. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Come on, clap your hands, everybody. Everybody, clap your hands. Come on, now throw your hands in the air and wave like you just don't care. Say ho, ho. Wanna send a special shout out to everybody from New York City and the place to be. I got my main man, the Blast Master, WLVS.
Knowledge reigns supreme, that's my style. Wild style, that's what I teach them out.
Come on.
If you never seen this mix, man, they a victim of impression like the Gina 6.
Yeah.
You see this mix, you hear this medley. This for Charlie A. Herb, Bad Bob Freddy. Yo, I stay ready, can't be done. Rocking y'all right now on VH1.
Word.
Yo, the crowd is unruly. Wild style verse hip-hop movie.
Word.
Yo, the whole world gonna see it. Hip-hop, you can't just do it, you gotta be it.
Word.
Breaking MC and rap, writing DJ. Make some noise if y'all feel what I'm saying. Yo, thanks to Freddy. This is for you, you know we rock steady.
Yeah, y'all stay with me. I got some more. I got some more. I got some more. Clap your hands, everybody. And everybody, clap your hands. Somebody say ho. Say ho. I said a Grandmaster Cash in the place to be. Just turn it out for the party.
Yeah. Check. Before rap was a game or hip hop was a nation. Before Lauryn Hill began a miseducation. Before Milk was chillin', he brought the noise. Before Heavy D in the void. Before the roof caught a fire. Before Fresh was the word. Before Houdini friends, Roxanne's revenge. Before the free came out at night. Before Say Ho. Before the before the crash crew, before the crash crew was rocking on the radio. Before Whitney, Mariah, J-Lo, and Janet, before Bam and the Soul Sonic Boy rock the planet, before these other breaks, before Hard Rock, before the Sugar Hill Gang, before Super Rap, before Reaganomics, before rappers got in their stomach, before you found hip-hop and comics. Yo, I'm old school, but I'm still in my prime. Grandmaster Caz and Wild Style, greatest of all time, baby.
Hip-hop in the building, y'all.
History, baby.
Cedric and